I'm Dr. Robert Ng. Thank you for subscribing to this video series. Now, if you haven't subscribed and you're sort of watching this video through other means, please click the link and subscribe because otherwise you're going to miss some very important information. Uh, to sort of just give you an introduction, I wrote the book and developed The Millionaire Satanist in 2013 because after many years of achieving success in my own life, I decided to share the practical concepts that have worked for me time and time again with those who have the ambition, will, and intellect to achieve their desires. The culmination or review of the material in The Millionaire Satanist is represented in the 13 Satanic Rules of Business. These rules are the foundation on which my success and with some work, your success can be achieved. The 13-part video series, this is number 1, of course, discusses the 13 rules and how you can apply them to your benefit. So without further ado, first of all, let me just reiterate, if you are watching this video and you haven't subscribed and you've got the link to this video some other way, please subscribe. It doesn't cost you anything. I'm not going to ask you for a credit card number or anything like that. There will be links from time to time of things that I might recommend that if you want to purchase, by all means purchase. That's one way that I actually fund this whole system of bringing things to you and offering a lot of material at no cost whatsoever, but you're under no obligation whatsoever. Once again, as I said, there's no credit card or anything required there. So without further ado, let's talk about the first satanic rule of business of the 13 satanic rules of business and how it applies to you. Number 1, your personal survival must always come first, over and above any personal relationship or job function. A lot of times people have this idea that they don't want to be selfish or it's bad to be selfish. But looking out for your own self-survival or your own personal survival is not being selfish. As a matter of fact, if you don't take care of you, who is going to look after the things that you love, the people that you love, or the things that are important to you if you are not in the picture? So in a way, looking after yourself is being responsible. Looking out for your own survival, making your survival of paramount importance to you is the main thing, is one of the first things that you should be looking at. Sadly, from cradle to grave, we are born into a society where we're under the impression we need a benefactor, or we always need an overlord or someone to look after us, and we have to please them, otherwise they won't look after us. And this is actually part of the reason the world is the way it is today. If you look around, when we're young, take for instance, we're told that, oh, we better be good because so-and-so's watching, or if we don't do this, we won't get that. The whole concept of Santa Claus or a God, or later on in life, the government will take care of us. We're always looking and saying, well, someone ought to do this. Whenever there's something going on or going wrong in the world, what do we say? Well, someone ought to do this. Well, heck, what about yourself? Other than standing there deciding that you're going to go out with a sign and jump up and down with people, what about making positive change in your own life? This is to your own survival. You have to take care of the things that concern you, and not just with words, but with deeds, with actions. I'm not advocating people go out and do illegal things. That's actually in another one of the satanic rules that we'll talk about following the laws of the land. But what I'm speaking of is exercising what rights and privileges you have to make change in your life, in your community, in your neighborhood. Creating awareness on certain issues. These are the things that you should be doing, as opposed to saying someone ought to take care of this or someone ought to take care of that. You have to be a very responsible individual. And that responsibility means that, putting your own self-survival first above anything else. Because, if you're the breadwinner, if you're the person that can make positive change in your life, why would you put yourself at a disadvantage? So this is something to consider. Being able to take care of yourself, or putting your self-survival first, or your survival first over anything else, is basically understanding your limitations, your strengths, your weaknesses. Have you ever sat down and thought about what you're not good at? Have you ever sat down and thought about what you're good at? A lot of people haven't. They just live life, from when the time they get up to the time they go to work, and then they go to work, and then they come home and eat and go to bed. So you really have to sort of look at an inventory, if you will, of what you have available, what you have to offer. A lot of people, I did a video some time ago. It's on YouTube. You can sort of look it up, or perhaps even through the web page that you're seeing this video on how you don't need money to make money. Everybody has assets, and these assets are your skills, your experiences, what you're good at, as well as on, I won't say the negative side, but on the other side of things is it's also knowing what you're not good at and what you're not sure of. So personal inventory is very important to ensuring your self-survival. Another thing that people do take, for instance, is they do not see the big picture. For whatever reason, all they see is the moment immediately in front of them. They don't see what the bigger picture is. And as a result, you know, people don't manage risk in their life. So they basically cast their own self-survival out the window. A good example is you get a lot of people that, have this idea that they're going to break the law because it's their survival depends on it. When in reality, if you break the law of the land, you're giving up your freedom and you're risking your freedom. And risking your freedom, which also means risking options that you have in life, choices that you could make, by narrowing those down, you are hindering your own self-survival. So survival is also depending on you continuing to be a free person. And that means that not just not breaking the law, but also it means making choices that later on down the line. Of course, you have to take responsibility for your choices. But on the other hand, you have to at the same time understand the implications of those choices that you make, and that's all in your self-survival. Um, Other things as well as, some people say, well, I have to have this job, I have to work, I have to please my boss. And a lot of times they trade in a part of themselves because of that. Maybe they miss time being spent with their children at an early age because they have to work. And you actually have to really assess what you have, assess your life, and say, okay, the bottom line is, you can always make more money, but you cannot get back that time that you've missed with a loved one. You cannot get back time being with, take for instance, if your mother, your grandmother is fading in health. You cannot get back that time that you steal away from her to do something that you could always go back and do. Maybe it's make more money. Maybe it's watch that last episode of that TV series. Tape the damn thing. Understand that you have to take more control of your life, and your survival depends on it. Because survival not only means whether you're still alive to see the next day, it also means having no regrets in life, or very few, trying to minimize the regrets that you do have. So this is basically the concept of survival here, is you have to be sure that whatever it is you do, you look at the big picture and you take responsibility for all your actions or even your inactions, but at the same time, understand that you don't want to jeopardize your survival. And your survival is being sure that you're there to take care of the things that are important to you, the people that are important to you. You're there to finish what you started, at least to the best of your ability. And, this is all what it's got to do with. Now, in this video as well, there's a link to a worksheet that allows you to explore other avenues of self-survival and ways that you can be a better survivor in life and put your survival first. And I do encourage you to download the worksheet, go through it, actually do the exercise. And it's actually an exercise to make you more aware of the assets and the abilities that you have. And you can use this information to help you forward your life into where you want it to be, into achieving what you want to do. If you're looking for rah-rah sessions or pat on the backs from me for things, I'm not going to give it to you. What I'm going to give you here and in the next videos are the tools you need to understand yourself, your capabilities, and how to use those so that you can advance. You don't have to thank me. Maybe you can thank me for the ideas, and if you do, please hit the like button on this video or tell other people to subscribe. Follow my Instagram, follow my Twitter, like me on Facebook, all those good things, because it all helps. I would love to get more people, more followers, but I don't want just blind followers. I want people that feel that I've added value to their life, or they can resonate with what I'm telling them. And that's basically the bottom line. So please go download the worksheet or click on the link to the worksheet, do the exercises, take a look at it, think about it, and the next video we're going to talk about Satanic rule number 2. Look forward to seeing you here again, and by all means, if you have any comments or questions, you can get a hold of me through my website. You can also get a hold of me in the links below. Thanks again. Have a wonderful day.